What's up, motherfuckers? NWN here, aka the Honorable Black Hokage, and welcome back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. And if your senses are keen, then you already know we're on episode 17. Now, today's podcast is brought to you by Polaris.com. The Game of the Year Consolation Prize video, they gave an in-detail opinion on some games that didn't make their top 10 list. If you should want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description box below. But let's introduce the co-host. The first one, he hails from Baltimore, Murderland, and he's Childish Gambino's #1 fan, Game Fanatic. Can we get your opening statement? Go.
All right, since today is Sunday, I want to open up with a prayer. Everybody bow your heads, hold hands.
Oh, God.
Lord, I hope you hear us today and help us have a successful podcast today. We haven't done it in a few weeks. And Lord, I ask that you make it so Modern War's internet does not just crap out the whole time, because he's having issues and it's struggling. It is struggling, Lord. Please put your hands on his internet connection and make it work today. Please, Lord, make it so the subscribers don't get upset with everything I say. If I hate on a game that they might like or a rapper they might like, I don't want that hatred on me, Lord, because the hatred is a sin. And that's all I got. Amen.
Amen. But after that introduction, let's introduce the other co-host. You know him. He is from East St. Louis. Nah, he's really from St. Louis. And he now goes by UTX Nene the Don. JG, can we get your opening statement? Go.
I'm famous, bitch.
This guy.
I only heard I'm famous. Bitch. It struggled.
I'll make sure to play some crickets for that part. Now, it didn't struggle. It just got quiet.
No, that was you. But
yeah, that was a struggle.
Whatever. See what you did? You jinxed my internet.
The prayer didn't work.
Yeah, you jinxed my internet. And
that's because you were Satanist anyway. You cuss a lot. That's probably why you sin too much.
Whatever, boy. Look, and our special guest for today, you've heard him a lot. You said what?
When's the last time you been to church?
Church.
Exactly. That's why you're still struggling.
What has church got to do with being believing in God, though? We're not going to have this conversation. What's today? Our special guest for today, you've heard him in a lot of the streams, and you guys keep asking on who he is, so we invited him on the podcast because I'm black. Can we get your opening statement, sir?
I'm black, and I'm not ethos.
And there you have it, folks.
apparently you are ethos, though. Every time. Who is that? That must be ethos.
I'm not the Black T. Martin.
You don't sound as excited as him, so I don't even understand why people would get it confused. But you know,
hey, this is ethos. I'm back on the Game of the
Apparently, Black is always high. Every time he comes in the vent, he's high, and yeah. But they still think you're ethos. I don't get it. But anyways, now you know who he is. So please stop saying that that's ethos.
It is what it is. And a link in the description box below, as well as in the end of the video, will be to his channel, so you can check him out if you'd like to. And my opening statement for today, if we could cut on the sad music right now and bow our heads like Tick asked us to do, let's just pretend like I got a bouquet of roses in my hand and I'm walking to the cemetery, and on the tombstone it says, "Rest in peace, Yaush Network," aka the projects of YouTube has been torn down finally. And just like Caprini Green, all them niggas in Chicago will scatter across the city, aka YouTube, and they will become savages and ruin it. So I just wanted to say, rest in peace, the Yaush Network. And JG and Tick, how does it feel that the YouTube projects have now been torn down? How do you feel?
How could this be? Somebody took my boy from me.
Oh my goodness. Shout out to that whack ass Yaush Network. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. Link in the description box below, as well as links to the articles and everything we discuss in this show are in the description box below. Now, before we get who farted?
Oh,
now that was black. That was black. That was Black's connection, yo.
Hey, you ain't asked JG about how he feel about y'all.
How you feel about the Yaush Network, JG, being dead?
Yeah, I haven't felt like I was a part of Yauch in like years, so I just been doing my own thing. But I do appreciate everything that Yauch has done for me. But now we free, so you can go wherever you fuck you want to.
We can still
Once you're,
post on there.
once you're, well, yeah, everybody can now. That's what they said. Anybody who's on full screen, like if you do video
That's
games,
what they
you can
told you
post.
when you were in the Yauch Network, so sure.
Yeah, so
I just
but
thought it was funny.
Who's to do that?
it doesn't matter now. I appreciate everything that Yauch has done, but
I find it funny when the YouTube projects got torn down. Everybody on Twitter all excited and chatting amongst yourself, and I'm just standing over you motherfuckers with puppet strings. Dance, puppets, dance.
but the funny thing is, you still not out if your contract is not up. That's a thing that people got confused about.
Yeah.
So yeah, Big Snack still does own you. The people that don't really make any money off YouTube anyways. But
be the main ones complaining.
Yep.
They need a raise, but you don't get no views. But anyway, like I said, to repeat, make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. Link in the description box below, as well as links to articles on everything we discuss in the show in the description box below. A couple quick announcements before we get into today's topics. I am just fucking up on this intro. But you know how we do. We only do one take. In February, for the PlayStation 4, for all PSN Plus members, which is pretty much everybody who's online, Outlast, the survival horror game, will be for free download. So make sure to look out for that in a few days, because it's like January, what is it, Friday, I think it's February 1st. So look out for that. Also, Last of Us DLC. The Left Behind DLC, it comes out February 15th. If you haven't seen the trailer, I'll leave a link in the description box below. It looks pretty dope. And Call of Duty got a Michael Myers DLC mode. I don't know exactly what it's about, but if anybody wants to elaborate on what they think about that or not.
Man, I'm not going to sit here and just hate on Call of Duty. That's the thing that people like to do. But it does look foolish, bro. Like, first of all, why you got a map that's out in the wooded area in the fall when Michael Myers lived in a little town? So if it was Jason... And he used an axe too, by the way. If it was Jason, it'd have made more sense because it could have been like Crystal Lake or something like that. But it's Michael Myers. It don't make no sense at all. Like, why would they make him a character on there that you can pick as a kill streak?
Yeah,
I don't know. They've officially I think they ran out of ideas, and they are clearly going the arcade route. Like, it's just full blown arcade now.
Yeah, listen,
I'm just falling apart.
True.
I'm calling it right now. They're out of ideas. And next year's edition of Call of Duty is going to be Halo 3, but they're going to put a Call of Duty sticker over it, and they're going to put it in a new box. It's going to be Call of Duty in space. There you go.
Lasers and phasers. Pew, pew, pew.
And Battlefield still ain't going to work.
Right. What's the name? But on that note, let's get into today's topics. Now, somebody sent this to me on Facebook, and once again, I wish I looked up your name before we started the damn show so I give you a shout out, but I didn't. So, oh well. Wah, wah, wah. You know who you are. It's not off in the comments. He sent me this. He was snooping around the IGN forums, and he came across somebody in the forums. He had a real good inside source that let him know Sega is working on the Dreamcast 2. Should I read down some of the specs we should expect on the Dreamcast 2, you guys?
Bullshit.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
Yes, please.
The Dreamcast 2 will have a revolutionary new microprocessor. It will be 1,000 times more powerful than the PS4 and the Xbox One combined. It will be backwards compatible with every game console ever made. It will be voice activated, and it will run games in 15,360 by 8,640 resolution at 1,000 frames per second. The more you play the Dreamcast 2, the more powerful it will become. How do you guys feel about that?
That is why it's a Dreamcast. That almost sound like the rumor I heard about the Wii 2. That's supposed to be, Nintendo's new joint. But yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So the Dreamcast is literally a dream, huh?
Basically.
Pretty much.
I thought it was funny. It was obviously fake, but I thought it was funny.
That sounds almost as laughable as that one story you were talking about with that review. Yeah, the exploding next.
No, I don't think anything will top that.
Yeah, that's what I said, almost.
Let's get into today's real topics. Microsoft. First piece of news, Microsoft saying they are considering lowering prices on their digital downloads in the Xbox Live Marketplace, something similar to Steam. Now, they did not specify exactly how much lower they're willing to lower the prices. And also, the key word in this whole quote is considering, so it might not even happen. So what do you think about digital download prices becoming lower? Do you think it should happen? Who wants to take the floor?
Black.
Go ahead, Black.
It makes sense because like we're not paying for the box, we're not paying for like anything physical. So like they really shouldn't even be $60 to begin with. So that's my take on it. Just drop it, make it like 40, and I'll maybe buy it. Maybe. I'm struggling, so maybe.
But the Xbox One has that 500 gigabyte hard drive. Do we
Also,
really want digital downloads on the Xbox One?
You gotta install the game anyway, though.
Yeah, you still gotta install it regardless.
Oh,
Even with
true.
on the PS4 too. So
So
regardless
there's
of
really no
hard drive space.
there's really no points in it.
Well, like I've been saying, eventually we're not going to have physical copies anyway, so it's going to be all digital downloads probably within the next 5 years, I'll give it. And yeah, of course.
Is somebody having a
paying
shootout in the background? Like, did you just hear that?
Yeah.
That's in St. Louis.
Somebody in the field.
Yeah,
Bite,
my
bite.
bad. My bad. A cop car clearly passed, or ambulance, whatever one. So somebody got shot, probably. But yeah, my bad, because it was loud as shit. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to pay lower for a game? I don't know why anybody was like, yeah, I really want to pay $60 for this, opposed to 40. So yes, it's a good thing. So maybe people should voice their opinions like they did on pretty much any other thing that Microsoft was considering doing, and this will become a reality.
Do you think Microsoft will consider doing not just lowering prices, but actually having like fire sales, like on Steam, like just random sales, midweek sales, holiday sales?
They might as well. You charge people $60 just to play that joint online anyway, so you might as well do that.
They're going to have to, because Steam is picking up Steam. Funny, but yeah, they're picking up Steam, so pretty much they're going to have to do something like that to compete eventually.
This is true.
No time soon, but
Yeah, no time soon, but they'll do it.
They're inching towards it.
and in response, like them dropping the games lower, they probably also like bring up Xbox Live more or something like that.
That'd be bullshit. Then
I hope not.
then they'd be taking a step forward and two back.
I don't know. It seems like something Microsoft would do because they love money.
You're right.
Watch your tongue, Black. Watch your tongue in this podcast, boy. You have people on you.
I love my plastic. Microsoft was also up to some damage controlling this week. One of the reps or higher reps for Microsoft, Albert Pertello, was doing some damage controlling in terms of defending multi-platform games on the Xbox One being weaker compared to the PS4. And when asked, he gave this quote. He said, look, I don't have time. No, I'm going to read it. Look, I don't have time to think about this. First of all, you sound salty. I don't have time to think about this. And believe in what I said. I believe what the differences between the boxes, the PS4 and the Xbox One, is not all that great. And I know what's going on behind the scenes, and I have access to more information about some things than other people. Sometimes people tend to neglect the points that are in my favor, and they like to highlight the points and tell me that I'm wrong. I think Rise is still one of the best looking games on any platform, period. End of story. And that's the quote from Albert Pertello. How
The
you feel
power of the cloud. And I agree with him, though.
What about Rise?
Yeah, about the best looking one on the consoles.
Yeah, it does
It
look
is.
great.
I mean, that may be true, but who's
It's like
playing it? though?
Crytek.
But
Crytek, of course.
But that's just one game. I like how you gonna take the whole scope and the whole spectrum and then base it around one game? I think that's what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Now, the problem I had was that he said all platforms, because you can consider PC a platform, and it don't look better than half the PC games.
Yeah.
Still on that. But on the consoles, I agree.
Yeah, so he was reaching with all platforms thing then. But yeah, I mean, Rise does look the best. Rise and 2K14 are pretty much the only next gen games that we truly seen yet. So we're still waiting.
And you gotta remember,
he was reaching with that one.
this is like the beginning of the consoles. They just released like 2-3 months ago, so can't expect much.
Right now,
I wasn't anyways. You know how many people hated us because we were talking about their precious next gen consoles earlier this summer and how it wasn't gonna be shit. And now they came out and they're like, we have no games, or these games don't really look good.
Right now, my PS4 and my Xbox One are next gen coasters because that's what they do. I sit my drink on them. What you gonna say, Tick?
Oh, yeah. And then as consoles go down the line, they got to kill the graphics a little bit, too. So the games aren't going to look any prettier later on down the line. That's just how it's going to go.
So you're saying you think they'll sacrifice texture quality for performance?
Yeah, because
that's a bold statement from Tick. Remember where you heard it here first.
That's what they did with the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I mean, if you look at some of the earlier titles and look at the lighting and texture, like they were good. Like King Kong, that game was garbage, but the graphics on it was pretty nice. They had the nice fur on King Kong and all that. And I remember I talked about this with 2K basketball on 2K7 and 2K6. Like the thing that they were advertising was the sweat on the characters as you played. You would visually see sweat develop on your characters, and you'll see sweat dripping on them and everything, and their clothes will be drenched. And then as 2008 all the way up to 2013 and 14, you don't see that no more. Only on the next gen version you see it. Yep. Like they killed it.
Yeah, Tick is 100% correct. I mean, they're already doing it. Like, how many articles have we seen, rumors end up being true about these games that are coming out on next gen consoles that they have sacrificed quality or resolution just to get better frames, and still they can't get at least 30 frames per second. Some games are still struggling, so that's 100% correct.
And like, it was funny is when I used to do videos and I would upload Call of Duty 3. And people would be like, wow, this game looks amazing compared to the newer Call of Duties. And it does. The textures and stuff on Call of Duty 3 do look better than the newer Call of Duties that were on the 360 and PS3. It's because they kill it.
That is crazy.
Now, it ain't always true, though.
What?
Because I said it's not always, like, for every company developer, it's not always the same. Because, like, with GTA, for example, GTA 4 and GTA 5. GTA 5 looks better than GTA 4.
Yeah, of course, because it depends on the developer and the engine, and
and actually how long that they take to make the game instead of just pushing it out because they have to meet a certain deadline.
That's why, for those of you unaware, that's why Call of Duty runs at 60 frames every year, because they don't build a new engine and the graphics always look the same. But we know we're not gonna rag on them,
I mean, they do what they do to get money, so
basically,
that's not a lot.
That's all I got for the Microsoft side of things. It was kind of slow for Microsoft. So let's move on to the PC side of the news.
The rage comments, though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. They're gonna be so mad about that. What I said.
Whatever, yo. Fuck them. What's the name? As JG was saying, Steam is picking up steam. And men lie, women lie, but numbers don't, because the proof is in the pudding. Steam has picked up 10 million new users in the past 3 months, and now it is over 75 million Steam users online right now. And at the date in which we're reading this news is already a couple weeks old, because we didn't do a show like last week. So, I mean, I'm sure it's stacked another million or two on top of that, which is crazy, or not, maybe like a million, but the Steam community is growing. I said it. The PC community is having a renaissance right now. I'm actually working on a new series called It Came From Steam, where I'll be showcasing different exclusives that you can only find on PC, since console fagboys seem to think that PC doesn't have any exclusives. And yeah, these numbers don't lie. What do y'all think about it?
I'm happy to hear this. But I think I said in the last podcast that consoles are going to die. So you already need to just get on board, man, and get yourself a gaming PC, invest in it, hold some money for it or something, and buy one, man, because after these two consoles, they already said that this might be the end of, the console market. So, especially
with Sony doing that streaming service and shit.
Right. And we hear about people all the time, in the comments and on our streams or whatever, and they're saying, I'm getting the PC, and I know a lot of y'all, even though y'all are struggling on y'all PC bills now, at least y'all are trying to play with us. We play our games on Steam, so I know y'all are making accounts and shit. So, I mean, the more people that they end up getting on board with PC and find out how good it is, hey, Steam just gonna keep growing from there.
Well, PC is like the oldest gaming platform ever, so it's gonna keep on existing.
Pretty much.
There's no fighting it. Just get a gaming PC.
So you can't avoid it. You just have to accept the facts. It's going to happen eventually.
And I already know the comments. There's going to be some comments. What PC would you suggest that we buy? We've said this a million times. Build a rig. Somebody tweeted me this morning saying, "What gaming PC would you recommend?" And I was like, none. Like, just build a rig. Yourself. It's cheaper and it does more. So what are you doing, bro? Like, how many times? Like, at this point, I feel like I'm being an asshole just even saying this. But listen,
we're sorry. We're sorry, guys. I mean, I I shouldn't think that it would be that hard to understand, but the PC, like a PC is not the same as a console. You can't just go in the store and be like,
Buy
yeah,
it.
let me get this one right here. No, PCs are custom. So even the ones from Alienware and Dell, they're still custom. Like you can customize pretty much everything in it, even if you get a pre-built rig. But the ones that you are asking us for, you're saying, I want a PC, which one should I get? We tell you every time you have to build one, and if you want one that's cheaper, build it yourself. Buy the parts, do your research, and look it up because every part in the PC is separate.
Yeah.
So, keep
Now,
it in
y'all
mind.
Google is open 24/7. That's all
And
I got to say.
Ethos has done countless videos. I know y'all ask us all the time. Ethos has videos for you all. So look them up if y'all really want to know and do your research because we've said a million times.
There's hella
we're not
YouTube
gonna help
channels.
you.
Just search it, and they do actual video. They show you actually how to build PCs through video, so you can sit there, pause it, watch it, and like just take your time to learn something new, man. Okay, enlighten yourself.
They have videos on how to build it. They let you know what parts they are. You can watch videos on those parts. If you want to know how strong the graphics card is, you type in that graphics card and put benchmark test on whatever game you want to look at high settings or ultra settings, and then it shows exactly what frames per second it's going to get. And even though we say all this stuff, we still gonna have people asking us like how you do it because what's gonna happen is he's gonna pick up new subscribers and they're not gonna know and they're gonna just sit here and ask questions like, how do you build a PC? What should I do? So it's pointless to explain this again.
But that goes back to what I said. It just amazes me because Google is open 24/7, YouTube is open 24/7, so is Twitter. Well, I don't even count Twitter, but Google and YouTube is open 24/7. You can find out all this information if you just take the time to enlighten yourself, and especially since these net neutrality laws that we'll talk about later is coming into effect, you might not even be able to do all that researching you want. So take advantage of all this free information. The internet is not just so that you can look up big booty bitches, post bad bitches and shit. But go ahead, Black.
and look for pictures of me.
Take
y'all
advantage of it.
find parts and stuff of how to build a PC. Come on now.
Yeah, but sorry guys, we're assholes. We're assholes in the podcast. Y'all don't fuck with us. We suck because we don't answer your questions. Get out of here, man.
Go
I mean,
ahead,
if you
Black.
really want to know how to build one, just Google it, like he said. So
It's open 24/7, 365.
All right, so we're done with that.
Valve, they changed the design on the Steam controller. They took out the original design had a touchscreen in the middle, and I guess through play tests with people at CES or whatever, I guess they weren't feeling confident enough in the original design, and they took out the touchscreen in the middle and they put like a D-pad, basically a four button D-pad in the middle on the Steam controller. What do you guys think about that?
That
Can we get some buttons?
sounds lame.
it
some
sounds really
buttons?
interesting.
Can we get some
It
analog
sounds good to me,
sticks?
but can I get some
Yeah.
buttons? And analog sticks, yeah. Can I get some buttons though?
How about you don't make the controller? Period. I don't even want it.
Right. And the controller, like the part with the touchscreen analog sticks or whatever, it looked like somebody punched a bitch in the titties, and her titties are like they're like pressed in basically. That's what the controller.
They're concave.
Yeah, concave. That's the word. It just looks weird. I don't know what Valve is doing on that end, but
They just need to stop. Build a Steam, keep it like that. The controller, like, how you can have a controller without buttons, like, for real? It's like a little touchpad. Like, don't be different with certain things, because, like, no one's going to like it, and it feels weird. It looks weird to look at, so I ain't feeling it.
Fair enough. That's all the info we got on the PC side of things. So we done Microsoft, we done PC. It was pretty much no Sony news this week. So let's go ahead and cut that
Hit
sad
that
music
music.
on. You know what time it is. Nintendo news. All right, so Nintendo had to cut down its what's the word I'm looking for? Its high expectations, its sale projections. They changed it from 9 million to 2 million at the end of the fiscal business year, which is in April, I believe. So last year they were saying we'll sell 9 million by this April. Turns out that's not going to happen, and they didn't change it from their sales projection from 9 to 8, 9 to 7, 9 to 5, 9 to 2.8 million Wii U sales. That is a drastic drop in expectations for overall sales. What do you guys think of that?
That's weird.
They are losing money. They are losing money. Nintendo screwed up. They screwed up.
How many times have we played this song? Like, how many times have we we've said this like over and over? But here's the funny part about all these sales, though. Guess who Nintendo is blaming for their failures?
The black guy.
Maybe. Nintendo is blaming Sony for their failures. They are saying that Sony is going and buying up all the game development studios. So Nintendo they can't take their money and go buy development studios. So then they don't have anybody making games for them, which doesn't make any sense to me, because why not just form new studios and make new games? I don't what it sounds like an excuse to me. I
didn't know there was a specific amount of marketing you could buy from the studios.
Right.
I didn't know that it was like that. It's first comes, first serve, I guess.
What is this, an NBA draft or something?
Must be.
The hell? Hold on, Nintendo. Didn't you not get a chance to buy Atlas? Did you skip out on that? But you want to blame Sony for buying all the development studios? Get out of here, yo.
Go ahead, Black.
And it's not like they're even gonna support their game developers.
Right.
It's
They're only gonna put ads towards their main Nintendo. You got Mario, all the classics, pretty much.
Right.
Not all the classics. A few classics.
A few.
There's Mario, Donkey Kong. Zelda
and occasional Zelda. Yeah, you're just gonna have them be consumed into your main studios, and that's it.
But they're complaining.
It's still MIA.
They're complaining about Sony buying all these studios. Who's to say these studios wanted to be a part of the Nintendo team in the first place? Because isn't Nintendo the same company just 2 years ago announced a new console? Didn't include any of the big development companies on the inside process like Sony and Microsoft did. Because what Sony and Microsoft did is, in the early stages of the Xbox One and PS4, they called up all the big names, Naughty Dog, Sucker Punch, whatever, name a studio. They said, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what you can expect from it, and this is how you're going to be able to develop games. They included the developers because they understand that they had to build a relationship. And Nintendo didn't do that. Nintendo, if you're unaware, they just made the Wii U. They put it out. They said, make a game for it, bitch. And now nobody want to make games, and now they're getting mad. So that's on your fault. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny. And on top of that, the 3DS sales, they're surprisingly 3DS sales are down now. So not only the Wii U sales, but 3DS sales went down. And now that both their system sales are down, Iwata said, you would think he'd be like, yo, I'm stepping down. But Mr. Iwata, please understand, he is not stepping down from Nintendo. And he wants you to understand. Do y'all think that Iwata should be fired from Nintendo?
Man, he gonna ride that bitch into the ground, son. He gonna ride it to the fire.
They just don't understand, bro. They just don't understand. The community, the gaming community are not, like we said this before, they are not 8 and 7 years old anymore. We are mid 20s to early 30s, or even late 30s.
Nah, the average gamer, a study said the average gamer is like 35.
Yeah, so
God damn.
We've grown up from the little, well, some of us have, some people still are in La La Land and still like to play Candyland every day at the party, but like we've grown up from the little Marios and stuff like that. We want to play something that is more adult friendly, not what you play, Black. We don't want any anime things that want to tell about, but like we want to play something more adult friendly, son. Something that's like a war game or something that's bloody that has an adult feel. No more of this kiddie stuff. I mean, it's cool. You can still have your Marios and your Zeldas there, but we want other things also.
But please understand that I don't understand what you mean.
2014 is the year of Waluigi. Please understand. But what's the name? What I don't understand is why don't the investors kick this motherfucker off the team? Because what has Iwata done for Nintendo exactly? Besides, I know he made Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like, he was the mastermind behind that game, and I give him that. But other than that, I don't know what Iwata's really brought to the table. And it's been like 15 years. In the span of 15 years. Yeah.
Man, him and Reggie just came in, and like I said, they really wanted Nintendo to go to the ground, bro.
Look, don't blame Reggie. He's the only black link we got to Nintendo.
No, Reggie can get it too, because you remember that year he came out on stage on E3. He's like, yeah, I'm Nintendo, and Nintendo's all about kicking ass and taking names. You remember that quote? What happened?
They kicking nobody's ass but they own.
Reggie
crazy.
Black though? I thought he was one of them Honolulu
He's
boys.
Samoan, man.
He said Honolulu boy.
He's the
Tick,
closest.
what
He
the
a pineapple
hell,
pizza. He a pineapple
I
pizza.
couldn't remember the name.
Honolulu.
I think you meant Hawaiian.
That's racist.
Hawaii. They got Honolulu in Hawaii. So
Yeah, and I said Hawaiian. Honolulu is a city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just wanted to.
And I said you meant Hawaiian.
I meant Samoan.
Oh, yeah. Hawaiian and Samoan are two different things.
That's
Oh my
funny.
God. I like the cookies.
That's funny. Some more sad Nintendo news. Supposedly in Italy, Italy's GameStop, they had took down the pre-order sales for Watch Dogs, and they were giving refunds on everybody who pre-ordered Watch Dogs in Italy, and it was removed from their website. But then it came back up, and they're saying that the Wii U version of Watch Dogs is coming out, but nobody has really confirmed this. So it's kind of possibly up in the air that the Wii U version of Watch Dogs might not come out. Do you think this would be a blow to the Wii U that it wouldn't get Watch Dogs if it does get it?
Well, from what I read was I read it was like an error in GameStop. Like the newest update was just some kind of error in the system or whatever.
Oh,
And
so
all
they
the
cleared it up
GameStops.
then.
Yeah, and it's still coming. It just had some little issue or something with the computer apparently.
Okay, so we cleared that up. See, when I read it, I didn't read the update. That must have came out a day or two ago. I just didn't read it. So there you have it. It is coming to the Wii U. That would have been sad if it didn't. Now, another rumor is Nintendo supposedly is working on a new console codenamed the Fusion that'll be bundled with a handheld system. And the basically the question in the room is, do you think Nintendo is working on this console to put it out in a year or two, or are they just doing like kind of pre-production, planning out their next console for 5 years down the road? What do y'all think they're doing?
How do you feel about it, Black? Go ahead. Let Black go, because I'll make sure he talks.
They're gonna probably drop it out within a year or two to compensate for the failure of the Wii U, because they even said it was a failure. So I think it would be not necessarily the best thing to do, but like they're running out of options at this point. The 3DS is failing, and the Wii U is probably about to reach its limits with like graphically, because it can't even compare to the PS3 and the PS4 and the Xbox One.
That'd be a very bold move, though, because ultimately that was the downfall of Sega. They kept putting out the Sega Master Drive, the 32, all that bullshit. Then they came out with the Dreamcast, and they went bankrupt because they was doing too much. So for them to put out something so quick, and also that's also like a slap in the face for people who own Wii U, because now overall sales are up to 5 million. And if they come out with a console next year, what the fuck? Because I own a Wii U. What I'm gonna do with that if they come out? That'd make me mad.
You don't even play Wii U.
But I bought it.
So I think it's a rumor. First of all, I heard some of the specs about it. Like I heard it's supposed to have two graphics cards in that bitch or something like that, or processors, one of the two. And I know one console that tried to do two processors, which we can go back to Sega on this. They had the two processors in the Sega Saturn, and the developers ain't want to work on two processors. It took too much work to do it. So what happened was, when the PlayStation came out, the PlayStation ended up looking better because the developers they were lazy and was like, nah, we're not going to try to utilize that. So that ended up hurting Sega Saturn. And then on the other hand, like you come out with a console right after, like, what was it, 2 years after the other one?
Yeah.
It ain't even been 2 years. It's been about a year and a half. Yeah, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
It was mid 2012.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years. In November, it'll be 2
Yeah.
years.
So they want to come out with another console, and like, first of all, people are not going to trust you anymore after the Wii U.
Yep.
They already lost, respect for you and don't trust your business now because you're not getting any games and all that stuff. So that was Sega's downfall again. When the Dreamcast came out, people were already still looking at the Sega Saturn and the Sega CD and the 3DO, and they were like, oh, nah, I don't know if I could trust them, because, they was throwing out all these different console and all these little attachments on it and stuff like that, and it wasn't good. So I don't know, man. I don't think that's a good idea.
They should just take
Right.
this L for this generation because it's going to cost them more in the long run if they don't.
Yeah, I mean, piggybacking off of what Tick said, and also quoting the White Knight Shokio, because he had to make a video about this, and apparently he was the one who rumored the specs for this, and he got all mad and stuff. But anyways, I don't think that they're going to do this. I think that because you know how the companies generally do. When these rumors come out, they're generally maybe like 3-4 years down the line. They are developing. I know that they are developing the next gen console, but the thing is, it's kind of tricky here because, as we all know, the Wii U isn't really a successor into the next gen genre. So they know they fucked up. They do know that they fucked up. But like you said, Tig, if they brought out this console in a year or two, they would essentially be biting into their Wii U sales, and then the Wii U would essentially become dead right on the spot. So it's not a good idea for them. But on the other hand, they should come out with it in a year or two instead of waiting 5 years down the line, because if they wait that long, then the PS4 and the Xbox One, they'll just keep getting steam, and they'll be essentially light years ahead of them of Nintendo whenever they bring out the Wii Fusion or whatever the hell they want to call it. So I don't know, it's kind of like a lose-lose, but maybe it'll be a win for them if they do bring it out 2 years down the line. I just feel like they need to kill the Wii U, in my opinion. That's my opinion. They need to kill it.
I think they need to.
Oh, go ahead,
go
ahead.
All right. I think they really do need to probably stop the production of the Wii U probably by the end of this year and try and hurry up and drop that new console, because graphically and performance-wise, it's behind the current gens, and who's making games for the Wii U?
Well, first of all, can I throw the argument in there that Nintendo dorks don't buy Nintendo for the graphics? The problem with the Wii U is the games. It's the games. Yeah. I don't really think the graphics matter.
But go ahead, Black. Finish what you were saying.
Like I said, who's buying? Who's making games for the Wii U anyway? And it's I don't even like the controller of it. That's me personally. I hate the controller.
You don't want to control the touchscreen with your penis?
Get the
Okay, so I'm the only one to do that. Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tick.
That's man homo.
That's man homo, son.
They gonna take that seriously. Go ahead.
But nah, though, man, I forgot. Oh, just going off the specs of what I heard, I said, 2 GPUs though. And they weren't really low end GPU. They were pretty decent GPUs. How much is this thing gonna cost if they do make that, yo?
And they're gonna have to do it because it's gonna have to be future proof, because they're always gonna be behind the other 2 consoles.
Yeah, so they can't lower the price on it. So what's this gonna be, about $600? Because if they lower the price, they're gonna be losing money like Sony did when they came out with the PS3 and that Blu-ray.
And who cares if they put 2 GPUs in there? Are they gonna fix the online?
Well, who knows? Maybe if they come out with this, maybe they'll actually, think about that people do want to play online. I don't know. I just feel like they need to kill their losses because they're already losing money. So I think this will be like a shock to the gaming world if they came out with this. If this was really real and they came out with it in a year or two, they would kill everybody, and then there would be no damage control. Just think about YouTube and these YouTube Nintendo fanboys. If this shit really came out, boy, they would go insane. They'd be like, fuck you, fuck all y'all motherfuckers who were talking about the Wii U ain't shit. Now our console is better than your console, so you can't say nothing. And then they still ain't gonna have no games.
I could just picture the E3. I could picture the E3 event if they actually did come out with the console and they named those specs. And it just had specs that was way better than Xbox One and the PS4. You ever seen that clip, that YouTube video, the 5 or 4 Asian gay guys in the room watching that Miss something pageant?
Yes.
Yeah.
They start screaming ah! Like that. I could just see Nintendo fanboys just jumping around their bed screaming like that.
And won't none of and them 2 GPUs won't none of it matter because of the art direction that Nintendo chooses. How many polygons can you really push into Mario and Zelda?
Yo, can you imagine a realistic looking Mario though?
It'd be a real Mexican or Italian.
He ain't even Mexican.
Right, he's Italian or whatever. It'll be a real Italian. That'd be funny.
Hold up, there's a pig in my backyard. The fuck?
Huh?
There's legit a
You
pig
definitely
in my
live in the
backyard.
South.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Random black facts. There's a pig.
That's funny though. No more damage control
pig in the
videos.
backyard, yo.
In the suburbs too. That's weird. Anyway,
What's the name? I think it's funny that like I see videos on YouTube from people like Beats by Dr. Trey making videos like begging Nintendo, please put voice chat in Mario Kart 8. And like I remember when I see that video, I'm like, hold up, it wasn't gonna have it in the first place. Like you had to ask for it. That's crazy to me. Like, but you know,
I feel like Nintendo's like they're stuck in the past. They don't care about online or voice. Like they need to realize like, yes, people still care about story, but you need to like focus on next gen versus all. It's really all about going online and interacting with your friends.
it goes back to culture.
That's Japan, period, though.
Japan don't like to socialize. They like to beat off the hentai and do weird shit and play Yu-Gi-Oh. They don't get in Western society that we like to be social.
And play with their virtual girlfriends.
Yeah. Why does Sony understand this?
Oh, true. Yeah, that is a good point.
That is.
They have a better North American market.
That is
too.
true, JG's right. That is true.
So they actually do understand compared to Nintendo, but you see what their North American market is doing. And somebody brought up a great point. I don't know if it was one of y'all on the podcast, but they said that Reggie probably wants to make sure that Nintendo has a better market and a better online, but Iwata doesn't want them to.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Iwata need to step down. But
Exactly, man.
If he does, he'll probably commit seppuku, Japanese suicide.
So
What's seppuku? What? So what's Harikari or whatever that's called?
You mean
Do we want to talk about this again, man?
Look,
we talked about this on the early podcast.
Isn't there a difference? Like, you know, when samurais used to commit suicide, they used to stab themselves in the kidney.
It's the same.
seppuku.
It's the same thing. It's Chinese versus Japanese. In Japan,
Chinese,
it's
Japanese,
seppuku.
Lebanese?
But yeah, it's all ritualistic suicide.
So let's end this Nintendo segment by saying, dear Iwata, we do not understand you. Let's cut the sad music off. We're done with the major players. Let's move on to some little random tidbits of news to discuss. Tomb Raider, the definitive edition, coming out to consoles. News has broken out that it's going to be locked at 30 frames per second on the Xbox One version, and it's going to run at on the PS4 at 60 frames per second. But if you actually read the article, PS4 fanboys, before you get your panties, get all excited, they said it'll run up to 60 frames per second, meaning that most of the time, it's not going to consistently run at 60 frames. So both these consoles are struggling. What do y'all think about this quote-unquote definitive version that can't even perform better than the PC version that came out a year ago?
When can I expect on the Wii U?
Great selling pitch to get fools on the mat.
They have some nerve, boy. They must have been looking at some Beats by Dr. Trey video. The definitive version. When I heard this, I was like, are you serious? Like, this has to be a joke, right? I think somebody just made an article, but you were dead ass serious calling it the definitive version. Good job.
There has to be like words they research in marketing that are like trigger words that get people to buy shit, and like definitive has to be one of the definitive. Maybe I should check that out.
It's in the Dr. Trey video, but like it's crazy that a lot of the console fanboys, I've seen them attacking PC, fans who've been saying, "Yo, this is what we have on PC." They go, "No, it's not. They totally reskinned the whole game. Her face is different. The lighting is better, and everything." That's the only thing they changed now. Let's take a look at a game that came out back in, I think it was 08 or 09, named Crysis 2. And when they first came out, with the first PC version, it was pretty much almost on par with the consoles. It just had, it ran better. And then they came out with a patch, which was called the texture pack, the DirectX 11 patch, where they totally revamped it and made the graphics like dumb, real good. They could do the same thing for, Tomb Raider, and it will run way better on the PC than it does on the console. They could change her face. We got mods that probably can do that, but you can change her face. They can add more texture and lighting, which also are mods that we can probably add, and it'll look exactly just like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version. The only difference is we can lock it at 60 frames or higher. So,
and I don't even care about her damn face and hair. Are you really gonna buy a game because of that? It looks the same to me.
No, but it comes with all the multiplayer maps. You don't want to play that?
Don't talk about that. It's fun, but it's a joke.
Unless they fix it, because I saw it was broken to hell. I ain't even play it.
I don't know what fun you had, Black. That shit was broken when I played it.
That was Battlefield.
Nah, it was worse than Battlefield.
Wow.
What's
I remember I
it?
keep getting spawn trapped, but
You didn't see my
alright.
review I did, Tick, where like when I get shot, I would always go in that T position. I call
I
it.
saw it.
Yeah,
Oh, when
that happened. That happened
Jesus
multiple.
straight.
Yeah, the Jesus glitch. It happened multiple
Yeah.
times when I played it. That was crazy.
Shout out to Hart.
I thought this would be an interesting conversation. According to the sales charts on Steam, DayZ is number 1 on Steam in terms of sales this year, with over 1 million in sales, and number 2 is Rust with hundreds of thousands of sales.
The 2 games I told them to give people. They won't get it.
Wait. Now, what do these 2 games have in common? They are both in early access. Now, if you don't have a PC, for those of you unaware, you can buy games while they're still in development. It's called the Early Access Program. The game is unfinished. You pay it, and you're basically playing alpha or beta. You can give feedback to developers. Now, I thought this would be an interesting conversation because these are the number 1 and 2 games. They're unfinished. So the argument is, are developers being rewarded for unfinished games? What's the incentive to actually finish the game now that you've actually already sold millions? Because Steam doesn't actually protect the consumer where it sets a date saying, hey, you got to finish your game by certain, like they can do whatever they want with the money. So do you think devs are being rewarded for unfinished games?
Oh, yeah, you were right. This is an L to PC gamers.
Pretty much.
PC fanboys taking an L here. If they'd have done it like Warframe, at least, Warframe was free. And it was still an alpha, or whatever, I guess you want to call it, alpha or beta, but it was free, so it was nothing you really could complain about. And as it goes, they keep gradually adding more elements to it, kind of making it better and better. But for Rust and DayZ, you actually got to pay, like, I think Rust is 30 and DayZ is 30.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're both unfinished. Rust, I believe, is in beta form, and DayZ is still in alpha.
I wrote an article on the site, and I said Steam Early Access needs to implement some new rules that protect the consumer. I understand that you're purchasing an early version of the game, but I feel like Steam needs to put down a rule like, hey, you need to give a times table of when this game is going to be finished. Like, you can't just you can't make a game for like a month and then put it on Steam knowing damn near that it's nowhere near beta. And like, I feel like there has to be just like some type of more progress. And when I put this on N4G, this article, people were like, well, the point of early access, like everybody hated. The point of early access is to help the developers so that they don't have to go to the publishers and they could just publish it themselves directly through Steam. And I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like you gotta protect the consumer because ultimately there's no rule that says they have to finish the game. They could take your money and run.
Right, and you remember
That's
this
true.
conversation we were having with DayZ in particular, where we saw an article that says that, well, first of all, I didn't even know that DayZ was still in alpha because I didn't understand the early access. I didn't know that it was in early access. So when I saw that the game was on sale and it was standalone, I thought that the game was at least in beta, but I thought that the game was finished, and you all informed me that it was still in alpha. Then we saw the article that says that they might not even come out to beta until 2015. But you're charging $30 right now. 2014 just started. Are you telling me you're still in alpha and you won't be in beta until the next fiscal year? Seriously? And then you've had problems when you bought the game. So you wanna tell them about your bad experiences with the game, MWN?
My PC is a Core i7. I want to say it's a 3700. Whatever processor, CPU, whatever. Got a GTX Titan. 32 gigabytes of RAM, liquid cooling. Yeah, I mean, you guys get the point. I'm stunting on you niggas. I got a beast-ass PC, okay? My PC costs over $3,000. I can't even get 30 frames on DayZ. I get 15 frames. That's inexcusable. I know the game's in alpha, but at bare minimum, it should be able to run at 30. So I can't even play the game. I don't know if it's not optimized for NVIDIA cards. It might just be the Titan itself. It's not optimized for that. Might be better on AMD. I don't know. I paid $30 and I gotta wait till next year till the game is actually finished to play it.
Now, to give the people excuses now, to damage control for the people on DayZ, they more than likely don't care, and this is probably why they're attacking you, because the first DayZ was a mod, and it was bugged all the way through because it was a modded game on a game that was already established. And so it always had issues and it had frame problems and stuff like that, and a lot of crazy glitches. So this is something they're pretty much used to. So this is probably why they all buy it and they don't see a problem with it. But us, looking on the outside end, we haven't experienced DayZ on on Armor 2, so we're like, okay, this game is broken. Why, bro, would I want to play this? It's not a lot you can do on it, and like I don't understand. So that's probably why we see it crazy. Like I look at the game and I remember they were talking about making the zombies smarter on the standalone and stuff like that, comparing it to DayZ on Armor 2, and the zombies are still stupid. Like it's easy to dodge. Like I was watching people play it on Twitch, and like they still easily dodge the zombies. Like they were saying, they switched to the route the zombies run to you, so they can make sure that the zombies actually come and attack you, and it'll be more dangerous. But people will just step to the side. The zombies will run by, and then sit there next to a door while the zombies still behind them, able to open the door and then take a time to hop through the door because there's a glitch or something on the door, and still not get hit by the zombie. And I'm like, did they really fix this? Like the zombies are still no danger. They're not a threat. So I don't know. Hopefully they fix that down the line. But yeah, I see what you're saying though. Like yeah, paying $30 for an unfinished product, it's kind of weird. And if I was a developer, I probably wouldn't even finish it. I'm like, well, I didn't got the money, so
Well, I feel like the only difference between like indies doing it and like AAA titles is like they had the courtesy of saying that it's an alpha Battlefield. But
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, that's what Black is getting at. I didn't even get to that part. I was gonna save it for later, but that was another piece of news. What he was saying is some AAA publishers and developers are now trying to get in on this whole new what's the word I'm looking toward? Platform of early access, where they're trying to release games like, say, like in an Assassin's Creed. They didn't say Assassin's Creed. I'm just using that as an example. Say you could buy an early copy of Assassin's Creed that's unfinished and help with the quote unquote development and play it early access. So do you guys think that AAA developers should be allowed to do early access, or that should be only for indie?
No.
Not at all. You're AAA for a reason. Like you just have your closed alphas, and then if you want, have an open beta and leave it like that. Like because then they're gonna charge you for DLC later, and the game's still not even finished. I feel like there's just another way to get more money off of you.
I feel like you're trying to make people game testers. What are game testers going to do? They're pretty much going to be out of a job if you do this.
Hey, can we talk about the people I see on YouTube and people I see writing on sites? They're doing reviews of these games. How are you reviewing an alpha? Can you people stop? Like, just do a gameplay commentary. You can't review an unfinished game because then it's false advertisement, because the game could change next week and be totally different.
You know, there's a difference between first impressions and reviews. It's not a review. It's a first impression. Get it right.
Yeah, cut that shit out. Little funny piece of news. SimCity 2013, early 2013, had one of the worst launches in video game history, because the game where you build cities went always online, and according to EA, they were saying that it had to be always online because the game was unplayable offline due to the way that it was built. But then some modders came and they actually modded the game, and they were able to play it offline. And I guess because the sales were so bad, EA just randomly came out of nowhere. We're like, hey, we're relaunching the game. It's gonna have offline mode now. So do you think the lack of sales was the reason why you can now go offline with SimCity? Yeah.
EA is a failure at this point. They're just bullshitting. They need more. They need money. They like what is it? They like EA but publisher. Like all their games are kind of failing at this point.
SimCity, Battlefield, Titanfall's coming. I'm not saying that's going to be a failure, but it's a high possibility because I don't trust EA, even though it's not developed by them, but it's published by them. Yeah, it's another shooter. I don't trust them, and they're overseeing. Yeah. EA ruined Mass Effect. Don't forget that.
With that ending.
Because the original 2 wasn't under EA's publishing. So.
I feel like they.
You were gonna say that?
I thought you were gonna say something.
Yeah. You hyped yourself up,
It's all about the money at the end of the day. Of course they repackaged it to get some money. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's
because they lost money.
So,
lost money, you gotta do things to make money.
The bottom line is
I'm repackaging all my popular old YouTube videos because now I'm more popular, so I get more views on them.
Same concept. I think the bottom line is we're just not at that point where we can do always online gameplay. A lot of us have StruggleNet I know Tick shit be struggling on a regular. So, like, exposed.
It was all frozen outside.
He really came at me just now on some live stuff. Man.
Cut that shit out, yo. Maybe always online 10 years from now, but when fiber optics have penetrated more homes, but not right now, man. We're just not ready for that shit. I thought this was a funny piece of news, though. Rockstar is cracking down on Grand Theft Auto 5 cheaters, and I think this news is funny because it's just ironic that a game that's based around stealing and being a thief, you're cracking down on people who are basically stealing and being thieves. So what do y'all think about that?
Man, my 4 billion might be gone. Hold on, let me get up there and check and see if my 4 billion is still there.
They probably got your ass.
I earned that 4 billion illegally. Okay, I spent countless hours selling a high expensive car and then logging back into the game. Okay, I did that.
Did you really?
The hard work, yes.
They got tutorials and shit on YouTube.
You already know, boy. Someone's trying to glitch. It's on there. I didn't do that, but I haven't played that game in months now. So
I'll tell you this though: if they made heist, if they dropped the heist when they were supposed to with the release, and if they actually like put higher payouts on missions, we wouldn't have to be doing this. Okay.
exactly, we were forced to Rockstar.
Yeah, y'all took all the
had,
money
we
we were
had no
making.
choice.
Yeah, y'all took all the money we were making and give us a little bit of money. Get out of here,
What do you
bro.
mean
Don't-
you're not? What do you mean you're not playing online anymore, JG? I thought Grand Theft Auto was the definitive online experience. Isn't that what everybody plays Grand Theft Auto for?
Oh my god,
Like
that
it's
shit
fun
got
for a
boring
good
fast.
hour. Like a good fun for a good hour, but like after that, like
You're
you get
bored.
bored. It's just driving around at this point, robbing
Get
convenience
shot.
with your homeboys and killing random players.
I mean, the same argument goes for the story. And when I put up my top 10 games of 2013 list, it's going to piss some people off. Because, you know, people don't know how to form opinions.
Not have to.
I still haven't beat the story yet, yo. First of all, it's too damn long.
Exactly.
But that was to be expected. San Andreas was long. But the story is kind of straight, but I kind of wish I only could play as Franklin. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I look at that in Saints Row 2. Maybe it's because I'm a YouTuber now, and if I'd have played the game just as a regular player, I would probably have more fun out of it. Because I know when I bought Red Dead Redemption, I beat Red Dead in less than a week. And Saints Row 2, I beat Saints Row 2 in less than a week. Because those games, like, I was thirsty to hurry up and get home and play them and beat it. Because the story was so great. This one, I'm like, it's good. But
Like I don't want to sound,
know.
I don't want to sound like counterproductive, but like I don't want to say they give you too much options in the game, but like it's overwhelming.
I don't know. It was cool for me. I had to disagree
I have
with
a
that.
confession. I didn't even beat the game. I did my review. I think I finished like 75-80% of the story. I just got
Yeah.
sick of it. It was boring to me.
Both of y'all Negroes need to finish the game. I just had to
I'm
take
still trying to
myself.
finish it.
Yeah, at least you are. I had to take myself out of the element of being a YouTuber and was like, yep, I'm just going to play this game nonstop until I beat it. And it's just with certain games you just gotta do that. Like I ain't want to make no video or nothing. I'm just like, nope, I gotta beat the game. I'm a gamer.
I think Ethos beat it in like 4 days. He said.
I beat it.
We
pretty
all
much that
know
time, too.
Ethos that he doesn't even leave the controller.
At school, still playing the game.
Right.
While it's
He brings his PC to class.
He brings his Vita to class. Okay.
He be doing commentaries in class and shit, telling the teacher shh.
like, okay, all right, people, we're in class right now. I'm in my science class. We're learning about genetics right now, and this is the most amazing like speech I've heard from my teacher. It's like so great. Like I'm taking all the notes down. Look how fast I'm writing it down. Thank you. You can give me a
Hey
like.
guys, Marlo here.
You might leave Ethos alone.
What's the name? I don't know, man. I just felt like JG was saying, like I kind of felt like I was playing that game for YouTube. Like I was legit excited for Grand Theft Auto 5, and then about 3 hours in, you finally get to the Trevor missions, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, we just got to him. Like
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
barely
was thinking.
scratching the surfaces. Like I just felt like I played through it for YouTube. The excitement died. I don't know. It was
Nah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was,
what I-
no,
that was my mistake.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Tick's mistake. That wasn't
I
my
wanted-
mistake.
Yeah, I wanted to do a let's play of it, and that took away from the fun from it. So now, if it's a mostly high anticipated game, I'm not gonna do a let's play. I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play it.
Well, that's why I only do like 1 or 2 parts. I never do the whole playthrough, but Like, I'm just saying from a standpoint of length, like, it was just, like, unmotivating once I got to the Trevor missions and realized I was only a couple hours in, and I barely even scratched the surface of it, the story alone.
Yeah, I just got to Trevor. I did, like, three.
Wait, what?
For Trevor. I got to Trevor and I went back to, I came down to the city now. So now I met him back up with Michael, and now we just playing a heist to rob the little boat.
Yeah, you're not that far in the game. You're like 3 hours in, 3.5.
Not at all, yeah.
It's crazy.
That's ridiculous, yo.
That is crazy.
And now I'm actually like playing, like I'm recording like hours of it. Like I'm not just playing like a section of it and then throwing it up. Yeah, I'm recording like 2 hours worth.
That's what you gotta do, and then just chop it up.
That game had too much hype around it, so you can't even say nothing about it. People who only play Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty swear it's the greatest game of all time. And like I said on Twitter, if all you bought was Madden, Call of Duty, and Grand Theft Auto 5, of course Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be your game of the year. And all I gotta say is, when my top 10 games of 2013 come out, don't be surprised if Grand Theft Auto 5 ain't on it, because I got bored with it. Accept it. My opinion. Fuck all you niggas. All right, look.
And y'all call me the hater.
Oh, no, I ain't hating it. It's definitely good. I just can't help that I got bored with it.
That was a little harsh there, sir.
Whatever.
Who cares?
That's more harsh, not towards the game, but people who can't accept the fact that I didn't think it's the greatest game of all time.
All right.
Yeah. Let me throw out a random stat at you guys. 68% of Twitch users have decreased the amount of time spent watching TV, and on average spend 20 hours a week watching Twitch streams. What do you guys think of that? Anybody want to take the floor?
You know how often we be streaming? That's believable.
Yeah, exactly. That's hella believable. They be in there the entire time, yo.
But I can't watch a stream that long though.
I can't watch one.
Yeah, I haven't found that stream that's just compelling. Like, I feel like watching that person.
Except for Casey.
Casey Tron is.
That's because she's funny.
She's retarded. That's why.
Yeah, I'll sit up in there for like maybe, well, if it ain't y'all, maybe like an hour, and then I'll probably still be doing other stuff while I just have the stream up. But I can't sit in there for like hours on end. The only time I did that was like when I was highly into Call of Duty watching some tournaments, but that was it.
Okay,
like I'll sit there, I'll still watch some Street Fighter or Marvel. I'll watch that shit all day. But other than that, nope.
I watched 20 minutes of Dark Souls because I wanted to see what it was like before I bought it. That's what I use Twitch for, just to kind of check out some live gameplay, get like actual reactions and shit. But to actually sit down for like hours on end and like quote unquote interact with somebody, I don't know, maybe.
Hey, but if you don't have a TV, if you don't have cable, I guess this is a good alternative.
I don't have cable. I do just fine. Shout out to Pirate Bay. Shout out to Hulu.
Yo, people eat tomatoes with waffles though.
All right, this guy's the
ADD
is kicking in.
The ADD is
kicking in.
I just saw this Eggo commercial.
Did I just eat my toenail?
Can you do that?
I don't see why not.
What?
If you can swallow coins, I don't see why you couldn't swallow a damn toenail.
Yeah, that probably scratch your insides up, bro.
I mean, I think you could do it.
Yeah, this podcast just got
Not from
just went left, bro.
KG eats booty. What's her name? All right. Let's talk about net neutrality. Okay, so if you don't know what net neutrality is, you need to know now, okay? So net neutrality was basically what kept cable companies, internet service providers, from basically going ape shit and doing whatever the hell they wanted, and it kept things like somewhat fair, because you can argue shit is still fucked up with this shit in place. But the courts, they decided that the FCC, who regulated net neutrality, didn't have the legal authority to authoritate over this, so they took away that power from the FFC and basically abolished net neutrality, which basically, if you don't understand what it means,
Comcast about to rate.
Yeah, Comcast can now raise prices, they can throttle you, they can block whatever sites they want, and like basically the freedom of the internet, it could be gone. Now, there is a little bit of hope, because they were saying that an appeal could be filed, and this would be taken to the Supreme Court, and they get to decide whether or not this is all unconstitutional. So, if you love porn, if this stays in place, you might not be able to watch porn, because Comcast says it's like evil.
I feel like the first thing to go is the Pirate Bay for me. I can't live without the Pirate Bay.
Yeah, I love the Pirate Bay. I wouldn't.
Oh, weird.
Why?
What do you mean?
I can't find Pirate Bay. But yeah, that does suck though.
I love Pirate Bay.
You just said it does suck.
I mean, it's nothing really you can do about it unless we all go get picket signs and stand out in front of Comcast, Charter, and all them other places.
You know, niggas they ain't trying to do all that. You know, that'd be Twitter activists, but
Nah, yeah, you know, physical. You know, walking outside. What's that?
Socializing.
Walk outside. Come on, man. We make posters. We got a right. Come on, bro. We're typing out here, bro. We thugging. that ain't working. You know, probably the worst thing that's going to happen is you know, they're going to probably make like petitions or something, but other than that it's probably not going to
there is a
anywhere.
petition.
It sucks though.
There's a
I
petition.
figured it was already.
I'll leave a
'cause,
link.
you know,
I'll
people
leave a
are
link
quick.
to it in the description box below. Like the last time I checked, it had over 35,000 signatures basically, and it was like stating keep the internet free and all that bullshit. So if you want to sign it, I'll put a link in the description box below because it is
Keep
kind
the
of
internet free because the internet's not free. I don't get
Not
that.
like
I'm
that.
not
Like,
not
central
literally.
What we see, central what we see, you know, all that. Just don't overprice us.
Yeah, basically. All right, let's talk about this because this was like the biggest news on YouTube, and everybody's got a goddamn opinion on it. So this will be interesting. So news. First of all, a snitch, a snitch basically told IGN and GameSpot and all these big publications that YouTubers are being paid to support products from EA and Microsoft, basically giving good reviews. And I don't think necessarily this is like big eye-opening news or anything new. I think that the problem with this whole situation is in the contracts it was saying that you're not allowed to state that this is a paid endorsement. So people didn't know, I guess, and now people are feeling it like it's illegal, and I guess people are also upset about this, and now every YouTuber is untrustworthy and all this other shit. What do y'all think about this whole hoopla?
Well, people have been getting paid for years to promote things, and the same goes for pretty much any other outlet. You know, rappers getting paid for Sprite commercials, beats, anything else. So that's fine, but you have to read your contract thoroughly. This is what a lot of people don't do, and another reason why a lot of people were upset is because in Microsoft's case with the Xbox One, promoting the Xbox One, there were some people that made a review already for the Xbox One, and then Microsoft comes to them, hey, can you promote the Xbox One? Sure, but I've already said something bad about it, so
that's
your
the only time you
credibility
should
is lost.
Yeah, if they're being fake about it, that's the only time it should matter. But other than that, I don't see what the issue is. I'm trying to lace my pockets with some extra cash. So if y'all want to holler at me, because I heard they was getting $10 for every 1,000 views. Shit, holler at me, Microsoft, EA. Shit, I like the Xbox One.
Yeah, I like the power of the cloud, though. I got you. I only get 2,000, but I can make a lot of videos in one day.
Yeah, I don't even have it. Send me a copy. I'll talk highly of it. I'll be like, yo, I could watch all the NFL shit. Ride's good. Yup, it's good. It's good too.
I don't even have to reach over right in front of me and touch the button to turn off the Xbox. I just say Xbox turn off. And
did you see the news that like all these games can't run at 60 frames per second on the Xbox One, but supposedly the television streaming runs at 60 frames?
That's a lie.
It is.
It's a lie. Because my homeboy, whenever he switched it to the like when he had a little picture-in-picture and he was playing the game, he had a little small picture. I don't know if that's what they mean, but when they had the TV part up, it wasn't at 60 frames per second. It was like 30 or lower. It was real choppy.
But no, pay me though. No, it does run at 60 frames per second. Ted. Come on, man. Gotta talk.
Yeah, it does.
Come on, man. Ain't no problems with the Xbox One. It's the greatest.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, man.
But to be honest, I think all this news. First of all, I didn't like how all these publications like IGN and GameSpot and all, they was quick to jump on this shit to try to make themselves look good. They tried to make all YouTubers look like they were like evil, money accepting lying motherfuckers. So I didn't like that off the bat. And then what'd you say too?
I said, and we know about them. We know.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they acting like they saints.
We all know y'all getting paid off, but I also didn't like at the same time I didn't like how people reacted to it. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Like JG said, if the person made a video last week saying I hate Xbox One, the next week they're talking about they love it, then yeah, you should be mad. But if the person has always been honest in their videos, then what are you worried about the fact that they making extra money? That's just how business works, and you motherfuckers just salty because you don't
But
get
like-
money.
Here's another example. You can tell that people cannot stand Microsoft and EA. I remember I was feeling some type of way when EA initially invited all of those Call of Duty commentators to preview Battlefield 4. Yeah, like that was just stupid because they haven't played it. They're not in the community, so a lot of people felt upset about that. Another thing though, with the Xbox One thing. Who recalls Chris Move doing the Sony commercials?
Nobody was mad at him.
With John Wall and who Big Poppy.
Tony Parker. He did
and Tony Parker. Like, come on, ain't nobody say shit about that. But all of a sudden, then Microsoft wants to hire people to promote the Xbox One on YouTube. Now, oh nope, this is a big thing. Nobody said shit about Sony, so I ain't trying to hear y'all playing favoritism with that.
Yeah, people just love to hate Microsoft. That's all it
Don't
is.
get tick for tack, yo. Don't get tick for tack.
Call ball a ball, strike a strike.
Yep.
If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Pretty much. So there you have it. And I also want to know, who are these YouTubers? These so-called YouTubers that were giving these fake reviews. They should have said names.
But
I haven't seen one.
Exactly.
I can understand why they like, you may be mad because, like, say they didn't put out a review, then Microsoft says, hey, I'll pay you to say something good, and they go off of like a fake. They go off of the biased of them being sent in by money, saying like,
okay, yeah,
like they have problems with it, but they're just not gonna say because, hey, I'm getting paid for it.
I get
so I could see it. That
Yeah, you're
I
being
could see
fake.
that
You're not giving a
yeah,
fair
like
review.
these Call of Duty channels. All they ever do is post gameplay commentaries and then randomly just come out of nowhere. Hey guys, I got an Xbox One review. When did you become a reviewer, motherfucker? Like, I can understand that too. Yeah. So if you're not consistent, I guess is the word we're looking. If you're not consistent with what you do, then yeah, you can be mad about it. But like I said, I want to know who are these people? Who the person who snitched and showed the contract? And who are these people that was getting paid and being dishonest? That's what I want to know.
No one can keep anything private these days. It's a contract.
Yeah,
You know this
about-
legally binding, you idiots. And everyone just wants to say, hey, well, look at what's going on here. And it's just bad business. It's
Like-
I feel like these companies, they need to really pick and choose wisely who
they
you want
let
to
in
work
their
with.
network.
You cannot work with everybody just because they have 100,000 subs in a fan base. That's not going to work. Most of these people are either little or they don't know any better. Even some of these grown ass adults, they're immature and they don't know how business works. Like, YouTube is a business at the end of the day, so you really got to treat your brand with some respect. And doing shit like that, telling people what's in your contract and telling people how much you get paid for anything, that's not good business. And they should terminate any doings that they've even thought about with you. And you should get fined for that because that's in your contract.
Because guess what? Guess what these motherfuckers that they're being dishonest and the nigga who snitched, guess what you did? You fucked up the money for the rest of us. Now EA and Microsoft aren't going to want to approach us because your ass out here snitching and exaggerating the whole situation. And another example is like a month and a half. Remember when we first broke the news about the changes, the content ID matches that was coming to YouTube? That motherfucker that you retweeted on your timeline, JG, the dude who tweeted out the Maker email, I had got that email. They were basically explaining that the content ID matches was coming. I got that email like a week and a half ago. I knew it was coming, but I was just silent about it because I figured everybody else got it. This motherfucker out here tweeting private emails and shit. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know we'd do that. So it's like I said, people like that need to be terminated because he shouldn't have did that in the first place. I'm surprised his ass didn't get terminated.
Yeah, and I didn't even know it was private. Like, I mean, eventually it's going to end up becoming public news. But how he just, took a screenshot of it and tweeted it, I was like, okay, I guess it's not private, huh?
I'm pretty sure there's some privacy clause in that damn contract because that's just how a contract works. But
Probably got fined. And if he talks about it, he'll get fined again.
Nah, I don't think anything happened to him, but it should have. That's the point.
Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe letting these people go, but like I say, these companies need to really reevaluate who you work with, pick and choose wisely.
Let's start doing background checks like jobs do from now on.
That'd be a little excessive.
You dry snitching?
It would be.
It kind of would. What you gonna give people drug tests too?
Yeah, you got pee in a cup and ship it out to 'em.
It'd be like you send the sample out. Be like, all right, his piss checks out. Let's activate the ads. Like what?
just pee right in the cup and just hand it to the UPS man. Like, here you go. Like, be a wet ass cup. Like, I kind of missed, but here you go.
what this piss for, man? You checking a weed test? No, I'm just trying to get some ads on my video, dog. What's the name? All right. If y'all got nothing else to add in the conversation, that's all I got on my notes. Do y'all have anything to add to the conversation?
My piss coming back dirty. I'm just being honest.
What'd you say, Black?
My piss coming back dirty. I'm just being honest.
There you have it, folks.
All right.
All right, let's wrap the show up because Black is our special guest for today's episode of Gaming Illuminati. Black, can we get your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 17? Go.
Follow me at Cause I'm Black.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. JG, can we get your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 17? Yo.
Oh my goodness, yo! I hope you all are excited when this podcast drops. I know y'all been asking me every single day, when's the podcast dropping? When's the podcast dropping? When's the podcast dropping? We get to it when we get to it, and I hope you all love it when it's done. On another note, man, the streaming has been crazy as of late. I don't even know what to say about y'all. All I know is I appreciate the support. Apparently, I'm famous because you all want to expose me for some reason. Doing dances because y'all asked me to. But it's still, at the end of the day, I appreciate the support. But some changes are probably going to have to come around because y'all niggas don't know how to act. Sorry, but it has to be done. But at the end of the day, when we stream, you will know if you follow all of us. So there you go. I appreciate the support.
Support Nintendo.
Weird. All right, Tick, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for tonight's episode of the podcast? Go.
I need us all to bow our heads. It's Sunday, all right? Bow our heads, and I want you to put some slow church music on, like the beginning of that Jim Jones album, Hustler's Pope, which one of them was. Put the music on. Okay. Bow your heads. Lord, I want to thank you for our podcast going successful, even though ModernWarNegro's connection was struggling. I heard a whole bunch of computer farts in the soil, like weird sounds like that, but we still got through it. Lord, I want to ask you to make sure my stream tonight, and by the way, this is on Sunday, so if this is uploaded on another day, I probably won't be streaming that day because this is Sunday, but let my stream tonight go very well and be successful and don't struggle. And that's all I got to say.
All righty then. And my closing statement for tonight's episode is, once again, rest in peace to the Yaush Network. And I checked out Big Snack's video where he was explaining some things that were going on with the network. I seen some people in the comments complaining, why when Yaush renegotiated with Full Screen, some people's contracts was getting an 80-20 split and I'm getting a 60-40. Well, I'm here to let you Yaush losers know, 1, once a Yaush nigga, always a Yaush nigga. And 2, you don't understand because you're a Yaush nigga that the reason you're getting a 60-40 split and some get an 80-20 is that 80-20, I guarantee you, is probably a larger YouTuber than your dumbass. So he has bargaining chips and he can bargain his contract. See, when you're a peasant in this YouTube game, you have no grounds to actually bargain or basically demand. I mean, you could demand what you want, but it has no merits because at the end of the day, the network doesn't need you. So I don't even know why I'm explaining this to you Yaush peasants. You don't understand anything. You people will always be farmers. I'm going to be over here in Wall Street, Polaris.
What do you mean, you people?
Roses really smell like boo-boo. The Yaush Network smells like boo-boo. Okay, I'm done messing. Okay, one last way. This is the best joke ever. How many Yaush niggas does it take to screw in a light bulb? One of the greatest jokes.
Booty. There you go.
Alright, this has been Gaming Illuminati episode 17. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through and listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes, link in the description box below. Also, all the articles and everything we discuss in the description box below. Once again, thanks for listening to the show. But we are out this bitch. Yosh, damn it!